Good morning all, respected guests, seniors and my professional colleagues. Happy Sunday. I, CA Parekh, welcomes you all on the second day of National Conference 2022 with your colors of profession. I acknowledge the presence of office bearers of WIRC, ICAI, Chairman CA Murtuza Kanchwala, Vice Chairman CA Yashwant Kasar, Secretary CA Shweta Jain, Treasurer CA Peyush Chandak. We welcome you all. In today's information age, data is everywhere and ever increasing. We are living digital footprints when we use the internet right from desktops, laptops, mobiles to wristbands. Currently, we are witnessing digitalization process at its peak. Digital transformation and data analysis are important process of handling massive data, integrating many digital technology into all areas, and thus eradicating the paper-based activities. For such an informative session, we have a dynamic speaker, CA Rajiv Gupta sir, with us. So I request past Chairman Surat Branch, CA Abhishek Mittal, along with MCM Surat Branch, CA Chimpu Lapsiwala and CA Shubham Barolia to escort our learned speaker, CA Rajiv Gupta sir and Secretary WIRC, CA Shweta Jain ma'am, on the dais. Surat Branch has a tradition to welcome our guests, and for this, I invite CA Shweta Jain, CA Abhishek Mittal, and CA Chimpu Lapsiwala to offer bouquet and memento to CA Rajiv Gupta sir. Now, I request CA Abhishek Mittal to felicitate CA Shweta Jain by offering bouquet. Further, I appeal CA Ashwin Bhawala to present bouquet to CA Abhishek Mittal. We are glad to have CA Shweta Jain, Secretary WIRC, with us. Ma'am, we are waiting to hear your words of wisdom. Please share with us.
Thank you so much, Siddhi. It's really my pleasure to be here. So, dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and all the participants, a very good morning to all of you. First, let me congratulate to Chairman Surat Branch, Nikesh Kothari, for the grand success of this national conference, with the excellent speaker, venue, arrangement, and very topic is, need of the hour topics. Really, congratulations to you. Friends, we all know that how technology is playing an important role, as rightly started by Siddhi, that there is no choice and we have to adopt and upgrade ourselves with the technology. And the topic today, current, is really apt to the need of the hour again, I can say. For WRC also this year, our major focus is on technology and ethics, because we cannot say that without the technology we can survive in future. So with this technology, this year we have started a series technology drive every month, 5 days in a month. In this series, we have completed Excel and Tableau fusion, Python coding, then data analytics, automation, robotics, artificial intelligence, Power BI, and especially for the data analytics and Power BI, we have started 2 courses in part 2, part 1 and part 2. Part 1 is major on data analytics, which is a 90 hours course, and second is on Power BI and Tableau. This is a 60 hours course. So you can find all the details on WRC website. So I will not take much time because we are here to listen our speaker. So thank you so much for inviting me here and giving this honor. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Really, it's good to hear from you regarding the course of WIRC. We have a charismatic personality from our own city, Surat, C. Abhishek Mittal, past chairman, Surat branch. So please introduce today's topic and highlight regarding data analysis and digital transformation.
Good morning to one and all. I welcome our WIRC chairman, CA Murtuza Kachwala, and take the presence of Jay Chaira sir. Today's topic is not the topic of future. It is very relevant from today onwards. We have to be diligent enough to understand and capture its opportunities. The important role of digital transformation and data analytics in each industry, be it financial, automobiles, healthcare, or media, it is playing very important role. Technology has to be there at the core of its existence, irrespective of any industry, be it consulting industry, be it CA. As our past president Nilesh Vikamse has also told about the CA practice and management tools and the technology which we need to incorporate in our firm also. If we need to scale, we need to have technology. I'll not take the name, but a regional mutual fund distributor got national distribution. He could scale to that extent because of having IT, information technology and digital transformation at its core of its business. Core existence of data analytics or digital transformation is very simple. It elaborates the value chain of the business. It makes things simpler with each of the stakeholders, be it customers, be it suppliers, be it employees, and it improves the communications also. The various advantages are marketing analytics, customers, operational analytics. You can use data as a strategic advantages in your business. Electric cars are talking to you, your smart watches are talking to you, measures your body movements and guides you about the daily exercises which you need to have. So data analytics is all about why, when, what, how, and what kind of corrective actions you need to take to improve your business operations. It is to create impactful insights like demand discoveries, forecasting, price discovery, and other things. The telecom industry was the first industry to take the use of data analytics. It measured the churn ratio, it measured the customer acquisitions, it helped them a lot. So digital transformation is playing a transformative role in each industry to various extent. Pharmaceutical company is one of the major industry which has not been able to adopt to the next level. But of course, the biotechnology firms have incorporated and got digital transformation at its core. So, not further wasting your time, I would request the MOC and Rajiv Gupta sir to elaborate further on the topic. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhishek sir. All are waiting to hear our dynamic speaker, CA Rajiv Gupta sir. But before this, I request CA Shubham Barolia to focus on milestones and achievements of our speaker, CA Rajiv Gupta sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I am CA Shubham Barolia, highly privileged to introduce our today's speaker, CA Rajiv Gupta sir. He is a renowned chartered accountant, CFE, CISA, and a data scientist. Sir is an author, speaker, and a leader in governance and risk management. He is currently working as a vice president and group head internal audits at Flipkart Internet, a Walmart group company. Prior to this, he has worked as senior vice president, global audits at Diageo, head of internal controls for India and Southwest Asia at Coca-Cola, and assurance manager with PwC in India and London. He is the author of Technical Guide on Internal Audit of Beverage Industry, published by ICAI. He is a guest speaker with various professional bodies, including IIM Bangalore, ACFE, ICAI, ISACA, the Institute of Internal Auditors, and National Academy of Direct Taxes. Not taking much time, I would like to hand over stage to Sir. Thank you.
Mic check. Good morning, Surat. Sunday morning, after heavy or maybe very heavy cultural program last night, yeah. So I will make your life very, very easy, yeah. I'm not going to scare you much, but I will scare you a bit. And I will try to keep it as simple as possible in terms of what is happening in the digital transformation space and in the data science space, and how you as a chartered accountant can leverage many of those opportunities, yeah? And while I have 1.5 hours, please ask me questions then and there itself. Raise your hand and we will make sure that you have a mic with you. Don't wait for the end. At whichever slide, at whichever topic you have a question, please ask me there itself. This is not a course program that I have to complete my slides and only then you will get some CPE. So it is not like that, yeah? So we'll start with a very short video to set the context and then we'll keep going.
Is not real.
We'll start. Can you start from 0?
I am not Morgan Freeman, and what you see is not real. Well, at least in contemporary terms, it is not. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
So with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the world of synthetic reality. This is the world which, as Abhishek ji said, is not the future, it is the present. This is something which, for example, you saw Mr. Norman Freeman talking. He was not Norman Freeman. He was this bald guy who is on the bottom of your screen. And the video which you saw, the 55-second video which you saw, was made using artificial intelligence. And the beauty is, unfortunately, it is available free of cost. Now you can think about the potential use as well as potential of misuse of these type of technologies. And as I said, these technologies, even today, the misuse has also started. Misuse has also started. And this is only one example of how artificial intelligence is going to change the very fundamental of what we audit. We have been auditing based on what we see, what we hear, and what we touch. All these three sensory capabilities, they are getting challenged right now. In the world of digital environment where our clients are becoming digital, documents are becoming digital, evidences are becoming digital, how you gonna give assurance, do audit for your clients based on whatever those 25, 50 samples which you have been auditing, with a reverse tick mark. That world is gonna change very soon. And let's now quickly look at in next half minute or so how this video was actually made, and it is one of the easiest do-it-yourself type of artificial intelligence capabilities which is available right now. It's not future. Audio, please.
Even a human being. Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? Is it the ability to capture, process, and make sense of the information our senses receive? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real? Or is it simply the ability to feel? I would like to welcome you to the era of synthetic reality. Now, what do you see?
So, basically, if I have to explain you in a very simple manner, so I'm cutting all the technical details, in a very simple manner how this video is made, or in the same way, how even audios can be made. For example, you can create an audio of what Mr. Murtaza is saying, even though he has not said any of those things. Yeah? And you can create his video as well. Yeah? What essentially they do, they take someone else, just like we had this gentleman in the previous slide, the person in the bottom, they can take any random guy, and we use a combination of what this second gentleman is saying, and we use a mixture of various photographs and the videos which are available of the target. Photos and videos from different angles. This side, this side, this side, this side. More the merrier. And that is why you would have seen there the photographs especially put on Instagram, LinkedIn and all those things, they are getting used. They are picked from there, whether it is a celebrity or whether it's a hero or whosoever. There are tons of photos which are available. They can be just downloaded from there. A video can be made of any other person saying what we want the target to say. And in a very layman language, the combination of this is fed into a tool. And then tool creates a video like what you saw in the previous slide. Yeah. This is by removing all the technical details in a very layman language. So now a lot of effort has gone into creating this software. But for you and me, it is very easy to do. And ladies and gentlemen, that is where the world is moving. The world is moving to an era of DIY. Do it yourself. That is why ICAI is also so popular. The moment it opened its store, first store in Bangalore, I was shocked to know that all the educated people, those software engineers, they were standing in the queue early morning, maybe 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, to enter into IKEA showroom. Can you believe that? It was in the newspaper. So do it yourself is the era in which the world is moving, because what it is trying to say, it is saying we are enabling anyone and everyone. So you don't need to be an AI expert to use any of these capabilities. And that is where I see a lot of opportunities coming for not only for programmers, but for chartered accountants as well. And why? Because whenever any such development happens, there is a team of risk managers also, which is required. Because risk managers are the ones who evaluate the pros and cons, who evaluates where our software may fail, where my software may create any legal compliance challenges, where my software may create any problem with the laws of that country where we are creating it. So there is a huge scope of the risk managers, and I don't see anybody else equipped to be a risk manager as compared to chartered accountants. And that is where a lot of CAs are hired by startups to make sure that when the product strategy is made, they are part of that strategy discussions as well. Now, when I started speaking on this topic few years ago, I used to meet, a lot of our practicing colleagues who used to say, Rajiv, what you are saying is good to hear, but I have an option. I have an option to explore what you are saying, and I have an option to continue with my traditional practice, whatever traditional practice it is. And I think the answer is yes and no. Yes, obviously you can continue with your traditional practice the way you have been doing, but the problem is you will lose the premium. The entire game, why you are a chartered accountant, why you became a chartered accountant, why even a BCom honors, even a BCom guy understands accounting, right? Even he understands financial management, may not be up to our extent, but he also understands. A BCom guy can also file an income tax return. He can also file the GST returns. We became chartered accountants because we knew CA carries premium. The moment you have these two letters in front of your name, it gives premium, it brings premium to you. Now that premium is going to a combination, not only to chartered accountant as your prefix, but chartered accountant plus digital. Digital chartered accountant is the new premium. Chartered accountants they need, because what the professional skepticism which this group brings onto the table, no other professional can bring. But they need digital lens as well. And that is why, this is how I summarize it. Whenever a new technology comes, for first few years, it carries premium and then it becomes commodity. To give you a very simple example, ladies and gentlemen, when I became chartered accountant, or when I was becoming chartered accountant, the world was moving from MS-DOS to MS Microsoft Suite, basically, MS Word and Excel. And that is a time when I was trying to join a practicing a CA firm. I was asked, yes, you have cleared chartered accountancy. Baba, you know how to run Excel. And my skills in Excel were almost zero at that time. So I spent 1 month in a private coaching to learn MS Excel. Now you may be thinking, Baba, isko CA banaya kisne? Because in today's world, if you ask someone, or if someone tells you, कि मुझे Excel चलाना ही नहीं आता है, मुझे Microsoft Word नहीं आता है, या PPT बनानी नहीं आती है, आपको लगेगा उसको तो BCom की डिग्री भी नहीं देनी चाहिए थी, इसको CA किसने बनाया? Do you agree with me or no? Any one of you, how many of you know how to use Excel? Forget about advanced analytics. How many of you know how to use Excel? Ocha, some of you still don't know how to use Excel. Aisa? How many of you know how to use MS Word? Almost everyone, right? Why? Because now, please understand, it has become commodity. Everybody is supposed to know MS Excel, MS Word. If you try to put it in your CV, people will say, kya banda hai yaar? He's writing in CV that I know how to use Excel and Word. You don't put it into CV, right? Because it has become a commodity. But if any one of you have done anything, say in artificial intelligence, or for example, I have done data science, so I'm very proudly writing data scientist. So far, I was never writing MS Excel expert. Because MS Excel, reasonable knowledge, everybody is supposed to have. But when I did my chartered accountancy, it was a premium, it was a luxury. And hence, when I completed that 1 month private coaching, I got some premium over and above other chartered accountants who were only knowing MS-DOS. Now, many of you may not be knowing what is MS-DOS, but just think there was something which was being used before Excel. So this is a cycle. Now you may say, Rajiv, what is the period of a cycle? It is proven, research has proven that the period for a emerging technology to become commodity is 12 to 15 years. It is proven. I am not saying. It is proven 12 to 15 years is the life cycle of a technology to become commodity. So what does that mean? It means when a new technology comes, you have maximum 12 to 15 years to quickly learn it and become the pioneer in that so that you get premium. There are thousands of chartered accountants. If a job opening comes for a senior level, then you are among equals. Now, if you know exactly what other your friends know, you are exactly equals. You don't have any premium. But premium comes from emerging technology, and emerging technologies have only a life, 12 to 15 years proven. Now you may say, but Rajiv, okay, then I can invest time on artificial intelligence. Only 2 years left. 2 years. Why I'm saying? Because AI and ML started becoming popular somewhere around 2012. It is very few set of professionals like chartered accountants who have not fully adopted artificial intelligence. Industries have started using it. There are many, many professionals who have started using it. Chartered accountants are lagging behind, and you still have 2 to 3 years left. I think by 2025-26, it will become a commodity. What does that mean? It means in 2027, if you try to write in your CV, I know AI and ML, people will say, banda kya banda yaar, AI ML likh raha hai, so he's supposed to know. And that is the reason you will see, those of you who have kids in class 8 onwards, your children would be learning AI ML even today. Because it is becoming commodity. They know, school curriculum knows, in next few years it will become commodity. Everybody is supposed to know, learn, use, not necessarily become an expert, but know how to use machine learning algorithms, which means you need to know at least one programming language. It may be R, it may be Python. You don't need to become expert, but you need to have basic understanding of how machine learning works. If you know that, if you learn that, and it's very easy, it's not rocket science. If I can do, anybody can do. It's not a rocket science, but if you learn machine learning, then you can hire data scientists who are much, much, much better than you in that programming, because at least you can speak his language, at least you can guide him strategically to manage different clients. So that is the world, the direction in which world is moving. This is an extract, ladies and gentlemen, from World Economic Forum's Future of Job report. This came last year. I'm sure many of you would have seen. This extract says on the left-hand side, which are the skills whose demand is increasing. On the right-hand side are the skills whose demand is decreasing. So if you see, demand is decreasing for traditional accounting, traditional bookkeeping and payroll clerks, and also of financial analysts. Why financial analyst demand is decreasing? Anyone want to try that? Say that. Why? People are earning more and more money, and they want to invest. If they want to invest, they would need more financial analysts. Na? Why the World Economic Forum is saying their demand will decrease? Anyone want to? Array, very good, sir. Because financial analyst job is also moving to AI. That is why that human being financial analyst job will reduce. Now you may say, Baba, Rajiv to Sunday ko subah hi dara raha hai. He's saying, he's demotivating us. I am sharing with you the reality. So what is happening? Please understand. There is at least one financial analyst who is helping that software company to develop the model. Are you getting my point? Otherwise, these computer engineers, these software engineers, they are not financial analysts. Na? So who is giving them all the logics? There is a small team of financial analysts who partnered with these software engineers to create all the web apps, mobile apps which are there for your financial planning. For example, whether you see Ind Money, whether you see ET Money, there are tons which are available. And they all have machine learning algorithms in the back end. Who gave them that knowledge? Financial analyst. The same opportunity, ladies and gentlemen, is available with all of you, because any task which is formula driven, please understand, any task which is formula driven, 2 plus 2 is always 4. No chartered accountant can add any value in that. It's a formula driven. So anything which is formula driven will go to automation, and it is going to automation. So after this session, after today's conference, when you take a step back, just see in a day or in a month or in a year, what all I do, how much of my task, maybe as a partner of a firm, or maybe as an employee in a company, how much portion of my job is standard, repeatable, and how much is non-standard. Non-standard is the leadership quotient. Non-standard is the mentorship which you provide. So there are many partners. I was speaking today and yesterday with some of the practicing CA colleagues. There are some partners who don't run day-to-day operation, and they do overall monitoring, overall guidance, overall mentoring. That is a skill set which will continue with human beings. Even monitoring, day-to-day monitoring will also go to bots. Why? Because it is repeatable. There is no application, there is no much application of your CA knowledge even in monitoring. So that is where the world is moving. And if you see on the left-hand side, which skills are increasing in demand, they are data analyst, data scientist, big data specialist. Why big data? Because every company is now trying to become online. Two biggest industrial houses of India, Reliance and Tata, they both have come into e-commerce. Reliance launched Jio, and Tata launched Tata Neo, NEU, right? So beyond them, and Adani is also now coming big way, yeah? So he's trying to give, very close competition to Reliance that way. So every industrial house has realized the importance of going digital. Even though they have industries, they understand that going digital is very, very important. Now, you may say, Rajiv, if you are saying that the world is becoming digital, how I will get to know what are the opportunities I can exploit, how I can become part of this journey. I am a chartered accountant. I have X number of years of experience. My experience in this space tells me that any e-commerce company or any digital company in this world, not only India, in this world, is trying to do one of the two things. Either it is trying to bring convenience to you. You think of Zomato, you think of Swiggy, you think of Ola and Uber. What they are trying to do, they are trying to provide convenience to you. You are sitting at home, you are getting all your groceries. You are sitting at home, you are getting your pizza. Even if it is raining outside, you don't have to worry about it. You just want to eat pizza, you will get it at home. Convenience. Second is problem solving. What these digital organizations, they are doing, they are listening. They are listening to the customers. And there is an exact program behind it. For example, what many startups do. For example, if someone wants to compete with, say, Zomato and Swiggy, that where they are failing. So what they will do, they will study the reviews of Zomato and Swiggy. And they will not study the 5-star reviews and the 4-star reviews. They will not study the 3-star reviews. What they will study? 1 and 2-star reviews. This is not what I am saying. This is an exact approach which is followed by a startup ecosystem. They will download all the 1-star and the 2-star feedbacks of the competitor, the company for which they want to compete, and they will try to classify them, consolidate them. Okay, what type of feedback is coming? Where this company is failing? What customers are saying that this company is not providing? And then they identify, okay, there are 5 areas where this company is failing. Which of these 5 areas I have competency in? I am expert in. They are creating a product around that. This is the second and the only thing being done in the digital environment. Either they are trying to create convenience or they are trying to solve customer problem. If you apply any of these 2 formulas around you, you don't have to go to Bangalore, you don't have to go to Hyderabad or somewhere, around you, in Surat itself. If you understand in the community in which you are working, in the community in which you are operating, what are the problems people are facing, and do you have the capability to solve that problem? And the last, most important thing is 2 words: at scale. If you solve that problem for 2 people, it's not a business. At scale. can you solve that problem for thousands and the millions of people? And that is where automation comes in, because you cannot personally go and solve problems of 10 lakh people. So you have to identify the problem where you have expertise, and then can you do it on scale? And for that you need engineers, computer engineers, or maybe data scientists, whatever, depending upon which problem you are trying to solve. And guys, wherever you have any question, you stop me then and there itself. Happy to answer question rather than waiting till the end. Any questions so far? Or it is all bouncer? All bouncer, na? Oh no, acha, no, okay. Or it is all clear. I was so clear that everything, oh, acha. Arey, हाँ जी, चलो good. हाँ जी, mic दीजिए. हाँ जी.
True that multiple startups that are coming across the globe focus on convenience. But with convenience, the bigger question is sustainability. That how can you sustain that model? Be it Swiggy, Zomato. The question is, are they going to have a future?
Exact same question we were discussing over breakfast today. Yes and no. Yes, ultimately they have to bring sustainability. Currently, see, I'll give you an example. Okay, firstly the fact, most of the startups in India, they are not even break even. Yeah. Now let me give you an example. When shopping malls came in India, maybe around 20 odd years back, 20 odd years ago, nobody used to buy from there. Oh, very few people, very few affluent people used to buy from there. Most of us used to go for window shopping. Bada acha chal raha hai. 20 years ago, because 20 years ago, brands were not important. Brands, we used to buy commodity. Shirt was a commodity, trouser was a commodity. Today, shirt and trouser is not commodity. You guys are brand conscious. If you want a trouser, 2-3 brands, usi mein se lenge. So that's why you go to shopping mall today for what? Shopping. 20 years ago, they knew that there is no culture. I don't know about outside India, but at least in India, there was no culture of buying from shopping mall. The culture was buying from a nearby shop who has been selling shirts, t-shirts and trousers to us for years. Kyunki uska quality acha tha. We were not looking at brands. You were very young that time. I am from that era. Yeah. So I can correlate. So we used to buy quality, not the brands. But they kept on investing in shopping malls to build a culture of bringing people onto the, to have the footfall into the shopping mall. Because उनको पता था, एक बारी लोगों ने आना start कर दिया, हमने उनका thought process change कर दिया, people will buy. And that is why initially they promoted their restaurants, they promoted their food court, not the shops. Why? Because they said, अरे आपको खाना खाना है ना, you want to come out with you, go out with your family, we have created this nice place. So they used to encourage people to come to shopping mall for food, and they made sure that the food restaurant and the food court is at the end, so that you cross all the shops. What will happen? You may not buy in year 1, you may not buy in year 2, but slowly your disposable income will increase, because India is growing and India will continue grow. This is proven. Whatever happens, recession will keep coming, recession will keep going, wars will happen, but Indians' disposable income for sure will keep growing. So if today, for example, you are buying a shirt of say 2,000 rupees, tomorrow, or maybe your kids will be buying maybe of 10,000 rupees, because their disposable income will increase. So they knew that. And that's why they firstly created what? Habit. That's what digital world is doing. They are firstly bringing you to the platform so that you develop that habit, you develop that comfort of buying online. Once you have the comfort, then the next phase will start. You will start buying more. And on any digital platform, it is not 1,000, 2,000 customers, crores of customers. So even if they earn 10 rupees per shirt, per customer, if there are crores of customers, right, and everybody is going to office, somebody going to office in t-shirts, somebody going to office in shirts, so they need something to wear, right? And hence, this entire ecosystem will keep growing. So that's how this is a long-term game, not the short-term game. It's about changing the way people behave, changing the way people operate. Yeah, does that answer your question? Yeah. Any other question before I move on? Hanji sir, one mic here please. Or you are sitting front, so you just try.
Practice came into
Yeah, I can hear you.
hello.
Yeah.
So in this era of blockchain and AI, you equip yourself with the academical knowledge or a technical knowledge of this AI or BI. So sir, would you like to share how a chartered accountant like us, sitting here, can start their journey to enter into blockchain? Because when it comes to reading things or understanding, at the end we actually don't know what main goal towards this concept. So how far a chartered accountant here can equip ourselves with the knowledge and start this journey with such clients? So sir, can you just share your journey on this behalf?
Sure. No, very, very relevant question. My view is bit of controversial, and happy to be challenged on that. My view is just acquiring knowledge is not useful. For example, I became chartered accountant, but even today I'm not filing my own ITR because I don't feel comfortable with all the deductions and the ranges which are available. So my friend to whom I gave my practice, he is filing my ITR for my entire family. So I acquired knowledge, but I didn't use it after some time, and hence that knowledge I have forgotten. So my view is all these are fancy things: AI, ML, data science, digital marketing. Please do only one of those where you really want to practice also. Few years ago, I was FAFD and DISA faculty, few years ago. So the students I taught, few years later, not few, maybe a year later, after clearing DISA and after clearing FAFD, they called me or they met me in the next conference saying, Rajiv, आपने तो जो सिखाया था ना सर, हम तो भूल गए सब, क्योंकि कोई assignment ही नहीं मिला. So please make sure that if you are entering into any new space, you are flexible also. I gave few options to some of the practicing CS that time. I said, one option is you do free assignment for an established player. Nobody was ready that time. They said, "Arey Baba, हमारे time की value है." I said, "That's your choice. Otherwise, why someone will take a risk on you?" See, there is an established player in that city. For example, in Surat, there may be someone, at least one CA firm which is reputed for forensics. Why they will give you an assignment if you have zero experience? But if you say, sir, I want to join you as an apprentice for 2-3 assignments, don't give me any money, they may get ready to take you as an apprentice now, but you have maybe 10 years of post-qualification experience. So you have to keep your ego aside. Learn, and then you can, make use of the whatever knowledge you have gained. Otherwise, it will become zero after 2 months. For example, when I completed my data science, I learned a lot of programming. I learned in Python. 90% of it I have forgotten. But one thing I have comfort on, that 10% which I have learned, by that I can manage the team of data scientists which I am using. And Protivity is one of the company which is providing us data scientists, right? I can manage them better. I can read what they're writing. I cannot write with that fluency because I haven't practiced. But I have learned, so I can understand. So I cannot file my own ITR, but I know what is section 80, what is section 234 ABC. I may have to read it again, but मोटा-मोटा मुझे याद है. So, but मोटा-मोटा से आपको business नहीं मिलेगा. So if I want to work as a data scientist in a company, in my own company, for example, as a data scientist who is creating all the algorithms by which, this Flipkart app, you can see the product recommendations which come. They will not take me as a data scientist. Why? Because as a data scientist of business, I have zero experience. I have the experience of using data science in audits and governance. Are you getting my point? So, firstly, you identify the area which interests you. Secondly, will you have a mechanism to practice that also? If not, hold it. फायदा नहीं होगा.
Just wanted to understand also how far laws in India have been coped up with this particular technology that has come across, and how far CA can equip with the laws that are right now present and provide consultancy. What are those, if you can specifically
laws?
mention?
Laws?
Laws. Sorry, being a chartered accountant, legal policies that has come in India with respect to such blockchain, artificial intelligence, and where can CA ourselves in understanding laws and provide consultancy to the clients?
Blockchain related law has not come in India. Yeah, there is no such law.
In terms of information technology, I would say.
Right? But blockchain even today is unregulated. I think worldwide, maybe worldwide, not only in India. It is unregulated as of now. Where I see opportunity for chartered accountant is in creating that blockchains. See, artificial intelligence and the machine learning, or data science, if I say, I have in one of the slides.
Sorry, I misinterpreted.
Yeah.
It was not blockchain actually.
Achha.
I was focused mostly on this machine learning, AI,
Uh-huh.
data science. Are there any laws that are prevalent in India?
No,
No. It's
unregulated.
Okay.
See, blockchain is one of the implementations, right, of this entire ecosystem. It's one of the implementation, and then Bitcoins again are one of the use case of those. There are no regulations in India and across the globe, and that is why, some of these companies, they are near to shut down because of during this recession. Some of these blockchain and the cryptocurrency apps, many of them are now, near liquidation. And nothing is happening. Nothing is going to happen to the founders or the, co-founders of that. Whether they did something wrong, did something right, that's a different question. But there is no regulation under which they can be, held accountable as of now, across the globe. Hanji, sir.
मैसेज मिला सर मेरे को, जिसमें मेरे यूज जो है व्हाट्सएप, मनी कंट्रोल, ईटी, एनबीटी, मैसेज, फ़ोन, जीमेल, उसमें सब बता रहे हैं, और उसके अलावा बता रहे हैं कि पिछले दिन से अगले दिन में कंपैरिजन करके भी आपने टाइम कहाँ यूज किया।
सो आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है? ये तो डेटा कलेक्ट हो रहा है।
इस स्क्रीन टाइम मैसेज मतलब मिला सर, जिसमें कंपैरिजन दे रहा है पिछले दिन से नेक्स्ट डे, मतलब फर्स्ट टाइम आई रिसीव।
हाँ, एंड दैट्स अ वेरी सिंपल यूज केस। देयर इज नो, इसमें बहुत ज़्यादा कुछ उन्होंने एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन नहीं किया। इट्स अ वेरी सिंपल यूज केस of what all apps are open on your mobile, and there are some slightly advanced version which also see when you scroll. तो जब आपने scroll किया तो that particular portion for how many seconds it was available on your screen, on only when you are on that portion for X number of seconds, तभी उसको view माना जाता है. So that is an advanced application. But screen time by default जो Samsung, Apple वगैरह use करते हैं, that is based on apps which are open. Unfortunately, in iPhone, even if you restart your mobile, the apps which you had opened before restart, they are still open. You have to manually close them. In Android, they automatically get closed. Yeah. So there, to that extent, I think iPhone is misrepresenting to that extent, because sometimes it tells me कि my screen time is 12 hours. अरे बाबा, मतलब मैं काम नहीं करता. अभी 8 घंटे तो मैं सोता भी हूँ, और 12 घंटे अगर मैं अपने आईफोन को ही देख रहा हूँ, तो 8 घंटे तो मैं काम भी करता हूँ. तो 8 घंटे सोया, 8 घंटे काम किए, 16 तो ये निकल गए. तो मैक्सिमम, अच्छा 2 घंटे 3 घंटे मैं ड्राइव भी करता हूँ. तो मैक्सिमम स्क्रीन टाइम 5 घंटे से ऊपर तो हो ही नहीं सकता. अच्छा, इसका ये मतलब ये मैं डिनर भी नहीं करता हूँ एज फॉर आईफोन, विच इज रॉन्ग. सो इफ इट इज सेइंग 12 आवर्स 13 आवर्स, इट इज बिकॉज द एप्स वर ओपन, एंड उन्होंने इतना ज़्यादा उसमें एक्सपेरिमेंटेशन नहीं किया. बट देयर आर मेनी एप्स विच आर सो प्रिसाइज. यू कैन एक्सपेरिमेंट. इफ एनी वन ऑफ यू इज इंटरेस्टेड in the power of this technology, please download an app called Deep Stash. It's a snippet app है जिसमें interesting quotes are there, the book summaries are there, and whatever seconds that page is open, only then it is counted as a view. So that's a very good use case of how digital technologies can be used. So we have talked about blockchain. Metaverse I will not go into because I have other things also to cover. Do I have a time check here? What time we started? 10:35 na? So okay. Hanji. So decentralized finance I will not cover right now. I will move to data. Why we are talking about data is very, very important. See, and some of you may be confused. कि why an industrial house like Reliance, why an industrial house like Tata, they had to change their focus to digital. Why? The reason is everybody has understood that the future belongs to data-driven organizations. Data-driven organizations and not oil-driven organizations. Now, what is data-driven organization? I will talk in the next screen. But why we are talking about data? It is because if you see this comparison, in year 2009, the entire world's data was around 487 exabytes. The entire world data as on date, just like your balance sheet, as on date. And now, the speed with which we are generating data per day, not per year, per day is approximately 463 exabytes. So just make this comparison. Till 2009, दुनिया भर का जो data था, that much amount of data we are creating, we means the entire world, is creating every day. And that is why companies are trying to use that data to predict, for example, आप क्या buy करने वाले हो, to predict आप कौन से पेट्रोल पंप से पेट्रोल भरवाने वाले हो, to predict what price you would prefer to make that buying and so on. That is the power of data which the organizations are trying to realize. Now, when I say data-driven organizations, some of you may say, Rajiv, yeah, our company is data-driven. For example, in case, any one of you is working for a company which is using ERPs, maybe SAP, maybe Oracle or something, you may be saying, Rajiv, हमारे पास तो सालों से data ही data है. जितना data चाहिए, data ही है. Anyone who is working on SAP or Oracle? Many of you, or at least 10 of you, है ना? So आप तो मुझे challenge कर सकते हो कि Rajiv, what you are saying? Future तो हमारे पास पहले ही था. आज से 10-15 साल पहले ही मेरी company is running on SAP or Oracle Financial. We don't have shortage of data. So what you are saying? Why it is future? Please understand, hardly any one of those organizations, hardly anyone, has operated as a data-driven organization. Even though they had huge amount of data, they were not using data for strategy. What they were doing, if the company is on ERP and they were on ERP for 20 plus years, what they were doing, they had created silos. They said this, I am responsible for P2P, procure to pay. I am responsible for FICO. I am responsible for sales and AR. I am responsible for inventory. And they were using the data module wise. Ki I am using data for procurement ka. I am using data for sales. I am using data of inventory. But there was nobody who was saying, let me take a step back and see the data completely. कि अगर मैं परचेज इस प्राइस पे कर रहा हूँ, सेल इस प्राइस पे कर रहा हूँ, इन्वेंट्री मेरी इतनी होती है, तो मुझे किस प्राइस पे आगे परचेज करना चाहिए. अगर मेरा परचेज, ये आइटम मैं इतनी परचेज करता हूँ, इतनी स्पीड में मेरी सेल हो रही है, इतना क्वांटिटी मेरे इन्वेंट्री में पड़ा हुआ है, तो मुझे किस फ्रीक्वेंसी में प्रोक्योरमेंट करना चाहिए. मुझे जस्ट इन टाइम यूज करना चाहिए तो किस आइटम के लिए करना चाहिए. मुझे एक्सेस इन्वेंट्री कैरी करनी चाहिए तो किस आइटम के लिए करनी चाहिए. मेरा फोरकास्टिंग क्या बोल रहा है, मेरा पास्ट डेटा क्या बोल रहा है. देयर आर मेनी कंपनीज हु हैड दिस डेटा बट दे वर नॉट यूजिंग द डेटा टू मेक दिस टाइप ऑफ इंटेलिजेंट डिसीजंस. एंड दैट इज वेयर द वर्ल्ड इज मूविंग. What data scientists are doing, they are helping company look at complete data. And when I say complete data, ladies and gentlemen, complete data is not only internal. Data which is available on internet is also getting used. There are many government websites and other websites, even private sector. For example, I think Facebook, LinkedIn and others. इनका भी data feeds you can purchase. You know ना, we can subscribe for feeds, right? हमारी government websites का भी मिलता है. You can subscribe for feeds and then you get the sort of a database का पूरा आपको access मिल जाता है. There are companies who are using that external data also to make their prediction. For example, weather data. Weather forecast क्या है? मुझे अगर एक ट्रक अगर मुझे दिल्ली से मुंबई पहुंचाना है और उसमें आईफोन पहुंचाना है फॉर एग्जाम्पल, और मुझे पता है कि अगस्त में वो जो घाट वाला एरिया होता है उधर फ्लडिंग हो जाती है एज पर हिस्टोरिकल डेटा, और फोरकास्ट, वेदर फोरकास्ट बता रहा है कि इस बार उससे भी खतरनाक मौसम हो जाएगा वहां पे। सो इसका क्या मतलब है, ईदर आई हैव टू चेंज माय मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्टेशन फ्रॉम ट्रक टू फ्लाइट, फॉर एग्जांपल कार्गो में भेज दूं, या मैं थोड़ा पहले भेज दूं, क्योंकि कस्टमर को जो प्रॉमिस किया है वो टूटना नहीं चाहिए, बिकॉज उससे ब्रांड खराब होता है। इफ Amazon और फ्लिपकार्ट हैज सेड कि यू विल गेट योर फोन बाय 15th of August, कस्टमर को उससे पहले मिल जाए चलेगा, उससे लेट नहीं मिलना चाहिए। It affects the brand value. So now this weather data is not available inside the organization. It is available with the weather department. But those feeds can be purchased. Those feeds can be used to make the overall decision. पहले कंपनीज क्या करती थी, पहले कंपनी बोलती थी मेरा वेंडर 10 दिन में पहुंचा देगा दिल्ली से मुंबई, ओके, बट रास्ते में 50 प्रॉब्लम भी हो सकती हैं। आंदोलन हो रहा होगा अगर, तो हाईवे आंदोलन होता है तो हाईवे सबसे पहले जाम होता है, तो वो इंफॉर्मेशन कहाँ गई? अगर आंदोलन हुआ तो 4 दिन तक हाईवे बंद रहेगा, सो इंस्टेड ऑफ 10 days योर ट्रक विल टेक 14 days। पहले ये इंटेलिजेंस यूज नहीं की जाती थी, नाउ दिस इंटेलिजेंस इज बीइंग यूज्ड बाय द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस टू मेक श्योर दैट कस्टमर प्रॉमिस इज नॉट ब्रोकन। So that is another use case of how organizations are becoming data driven. They are saying मैं data holistically use करूँगा and my definition of data is not something जो मेरे ERPs में पड़ा है या मेरे पास पड़ा है, वो कहीं पे भी हो सकता है, वो Instagram पे भी हो सकता है, वो Facebook पे भी हो सकता है, LinkedIn पे भी हो सकता है, वो वेदर डिपार्टमेंट के पास भी हो सकता है, इनकम टैक्स के पास भी हो सकता है। मुझे बस ये देखना है कि जो मैं प्रोसेस चला रहा हूँ उस प्रोसेस की डिपेंडेंसी किस किस पर है। अच्छा, वेदर पे भी है, और पता लगा कि बैंगलोर से गोवा हाईवे रेनोवेट हो रहा है और जगह जगह पे उन्होंने हाईवे को बंद करके यू हैव टू गो थ्रू सर्विस लेन्स बहुत सारी जगह, बिकॉज ऑफ विच योर ट्रेवल टाइम इंक्रीजेस बाय मिनिमम 3 hours, अदरवाइज इफ टेक्स फ्रॉम बैंगलोर टू गोवा 10 hours, नाउ मिनिमम 13 to 14 hours it will take. Now you can provision that, and that is a data which is available externally, not within your organization. This is an example of data driven organization, and that is where the world is moving, and that is where people like you and me who know how to use data, who know how to use mathematics and statistics. I have put in somewhere, let me see. See, now you may think, Rajiv, मेरे को डेटा एनालिसिस बहुत अच्छे से आता है, 10-15 सालों से मैंने बहुत किया, एक्सेल में भी किया, पावर बीआई में भी किया है। आपने डेटा साइंस कर लिया, क्या डिफरेंस है? करेक्ट ना? एनीबडी हैविंग दिस क्वेश्चन? आप बस डेटा एनालिसिस करते थे, अब आपने फैंसी नाम दे दिया डेटा साइंस, चीज तो वही है। हाँ जी, एनी वन ऑफ यू थिंकिंग दैट वे? मैं तो पहले सोचता था 2 साल पहले तक। 2 of you आर वेरी ऑनेस्ट कि चीज तो सेम ही है, नाम फैंसी कर दिया, करेक्ट ना? है ना? बाकी सबको लगता है कि फर्क है, डेटा एनालिसिस डेटा साइंस में फर्क है। जिस इसको लगता है मैं उनमें से पूछ लूंगा, तो बेटर है सारे हाथ खड़ा कर दो कि सेम ही है। हाँ जी, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू थिंक डेटा साइंस इज जस्ट अ ग्लैमरस नेम ऑफ डेटा एनालिसिस? आप दोनों तो खड़ा कर लो ना हाथ यार, अभी तो आप तो मेरे साथ ही थे ना। हाँ 2-4 और मान गए कि यार कहीं पूछ लिया तो मुश्किल हो जाएगी, बाकी किसी ने हाथ नहीं खड़ा किया। हाँ जी सर, आपके हिसाब से डेटा एनालिसिस डेटा साइंस अलग अलग है ना? क्यों आपको ऐसा लगता है?
Statistics.
Data analysis is what? Mike ले लो सर।
Statistics are
Statistics,
there,
हाँ जी।
and we have to see the pros and cons of the
हाँ जी।
data. That is the data analysis. And what you said, the science, data science, it may be the larger term of data analysis. Data analysis is a part of the data science. That's what I think.
हाँ जी, नहीं आपका ओवरऑल पॉइंट तो सही है, बट रीजन कुछ पता है आपको कि क्यों क्या डिफरेंस हो सकता है?
That I don't know, sir.
अच्छा, कोई।
Thank you.
एनी वन अटेम्प्ट, थैंक यू सर। एनी वन अटेम्प्ट, बिकॉज 95% ऑफ यू सेड कि डिफरेंस है। क्या डिफरेंस है? एटलीस्ट एक बता दो। हाँ जी सर, हाँ वेरी गुड। माइक ले लो सर, सबको पता लगेगा।
सर डेटा साइंटिस्ट में प्रोग्रामिंग का भी थोड़ा बहुत नॉलेज रिक्वायर्ड
वेरी गुड जी। बट क्यों चाहिए प्रोग्रामिंग? मेरे को एक्सेल में मैक्रो बनाने आते हैं ना।
बट उसका एक अपना लिमिटेशंस है।
क्या
अगर आप
limitation
पाइथन एक्सेल इज स्टिल डेवलपिंग, इट हैज़ नॉट एवरीथिंग इन इट्स एंटायरिटी। व्हाइल यू नो, इफ अगर आपको पाइथन पता है, आपका लिमिट्स एंडलेस हो जाता है, डेटा कैप बहुत ज़्यादा इजी हो जाता है पाइथन वगैरह में, एंड एनालिसिस के लिए भी बहुत ज़्यादा टूल्स उसमें अवेलेबल है।
एब्सोल्युटली राइट। one very good example, thank you so much you have shared. Excel still has a lot of limitations, even though many of you may know how to develop macro in Excel. Yeah, but two problems which I can share about Excel is limit है 10,000 rows की, ठीक है? और the moment the number of rows and the number of columns increase, each action you take in Excel वो उसमें डमरू घूमता रहता है, correct? अगर आपके पास सपोज 300-400 कॉलम्स आ गए और मे बी 7-8 लाख रोज आ गए, अब आपने अगर फिल्टर भी मार दिया, फिल्टर उसी में उसका डमरू घूमना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. फिर आपने बोला कि फिल्टर खोल के आपने बोला उसमें सूरत सेलेक्ट कर लिया गलती से, उसमें बड़ी सारी सिटीज थी, आपने सूरत सेलेक्ट किया, वो डमरू फिर घूमेगा. फिर आपने कहा अच्छा मैं पूरा गुजरात देखूंगा, फिर डमरू घूमेगा. करेक्ट? एज यू राइटली सेड, these machine learning algorithms, sir, you are also right, these are limitless. They have no limitation because they take data not only in Excel, they take data in text file, any file version you have, they take data in everything, and then you can do coding in that. So then is data science, क्या data science का मतलब है मेरा Excel plus programming, खाली इतना ही है क्या? So अगर if any one of you learn कि पाइथन कैसे चलाना है या आर कैसे चलाना है, तो आप लोग डेटा साइंटिस्ट बन जाओगे. थोड़ा और डिफरेंस है, एक दो डिफरेंस और हैं. उधर कोई हैंड किसी ने रेस किया था? नहीं. हाँ जी, एक दो डिफरेंस और हैं. डेटा एनालिसिस प्लस मैथमेटिक्स बड़ी स्ट्रांग चाहिए आपको टू बिकम डेटा साइंटिस्ट, प्लस स्टैटिस्टिक्स आपको स्ट्रांग करनी पड़ेगी. वो स्टैटिस्टिक्स जो शायद आपने ग्रेजुएशन के टाइम पे थोड़ी बहुत पढ़ी थी, थोड़ी बहुत, वो दैट प्लेज अ वेरी बिग रोल इन यू बिकमिंग अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट. मशीन लर्निंग सर जैसा आपने बोला, पाइथन वगैरह वगैरह, एंड देन इनसाइट्स जनरेशन, कि ये सब एनालिसिस कर लिया तो इससे मुद्दे की बात क्या निकल रही है, व्हाट इज द इनसाइट. नाउ इट टेल मी, एज ऑफ डेट आप में से प्रिज्यूम करते हैं आप में से किसी ने डेटा साइंस नहीं किया, एज अ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, ये जो 5 चीजें मैंने लिखी हैं, इनमें से आपकी करंट एक्सपर्टीज क्या क्या है? कम से कम 2 तो हैं, कम से कम 2. At least 2 expertise you carry today. Hanji, what are those 2? First one is data analysis, absolutely right. Second is चलिए फिर 3 है, मैथ्स भी है, और बताइए. Insights, absolutely right. आपसे बड़ा insight generation किसी को आता ही नहीं है, because the amount of financial data with which you have been playing right from your articleship till today, जितना एनालिसिस आप लोग करते हो और कोई नहीं करता है, और जितनी डेप्थ में आप लोग कर सकते हैं उतना कोई और नहीं कर सकता है. सो दीज 3 आर योर करंट स्ट्रेंथ्स. तो आपके पास 2 ही बची जो आपको डेवलप करनी है इफ यू वांट टू बिकम अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट. एक स्टैटिस्टिक्स, और बहुत ही गंदे तरीके से स्टैटिस्टिक्स पढ़ाई जाती है, मतलब आप किताब खोल के बेहोश हो जाओगे ऐसा. एंड सेकेंड इज कोडिंग. इफ यू लर्न दीज 2 and you acquire reasonable knowledge, that's where the data, you become data scientist. And if someone asked, क्या हम बन सकते हैं? कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. If you can, I say, if you can become a chartered accountant, you can do anything. That's how I see it. So I don't see data science or anything else being, bigger than being a chartered accountant. It's only about intent. It's only about removing the mental block कि मैं coding नहीं कर सकता. That's the only thing which you can do. What is the potential scope of audit? Yeah, so I will take maybe another 5 minutes, and then in case there is any other Q&A. Potential audit scope. इसमें मैं कोई fancy slide नहीं दिखाता हूँ. मुझे लगता है Industry 4.0, which is the world in which is a direction in which the world is moving. Where bots are coming, everything is moving to cloud. Cyber security is becoming big risk. 3D printing is coming. Big data anyways is there now. Internet of Things is coming with 5G. मैंने सुना है कि 5G भी अब आने वाला इंडिया में. With 5G coming, IoT will become very popular. अभी IoT इंडिया में पिक नहीं कर पाया. It came somewhere I think 10 years ago, but उसको काउंट नहीं करते हैं. 5G आने के बाद Internet of the Things will become very very common. अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ सूरत का मुझे आइडिया नहीं, बैंगलोर में ACs की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, बट जब when I was in Delhi, the moment I used to open my car in the parking lot, एक तो मेरे हाथ जल जाते थे स्टीयरिंग को पकड़ के, एक मेरी बैक जल जाती थी सीट पे बैठते ही. सो आई यूज्ड टू विश कि ऐसा कोई टेक्नोलॉजी आ जाए कि जब मैं ऑफिस में बैठे बैठे अपना लैपटॉप बंद कर रहा हूँ और बैग में डाल रहा हूँ, तभी मैं लैपटॉप मोबाइल में कुछ करूँ जिससे मेरी गाड़ी स्टार्ट हो जाए और AC ऑन हो जाए. चलो वो तो मैंने सब कर लिया, सपोज हो सकता है किसी को शेड वाली पार्किंग भी मिल गई तो ये सब चीज़ों से बच गया, लेकिन घर जब जाओगे आप भी वर्किंग हो, वाइफ भी वर्किंग है, घर में कोई भी नहीं था। अब आप घर पहुंचे, जैसे ही आपने दरवाज़ा खोला, ओ गर्म हवा, क्यों? क्योंकि पूरा दिन से घर बंद था। आई डोंट नो अबाउट सूरत, तो आप लोग आई डोंट नो कनेक्ट कर पा रहे होंगे नहीं कर पा रहे होंगे, जो बेचारे मेरे जैसे दिल्ली में रह के आ चुके हैं वो अच्छे से कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं इस पॉइंट से कि इतना गर्म हो जाता है आपका मन नहीं करता घर में घुसने का, यू टर्न ऑन द फैन, टर्न ऑन द एसी और बाहर खड़े हो जाते हो पानी की बोतल लेके। आफ्टर 5-10 मिनट्स ऑफ एसी बीइंग टर्न्ड ऑन देन यू गो इनसाइड। तो हम सोचते थे कि ऐसा कुछ हो सकता है कि मोबाइल में कोई बटन दबाया जब ऑफिस से चले और आधा घंटा घर पहुंचने में आधा घंटा ही बचा है और घर के एसी अपने आप ऑन हो गए, ताकि मैं जैसे ही दरवाजा खोलूँ हाँ ठंडी ठंडी हवा। दैट इज व्हाट IoT विल एनेबल। टेक्नोलॉजी है अभी, यूज नहीं है इतना, टेक्नोलॉजी ऑलरेडी है, मेरे ख्याल से 5 से 10 साल में ऑलरेडी है इंडिया में। एसीज हैं, स्मार्ट एसीज आर देयर, जिनको आप अपने मोबाइल से ऑन कर सकते हो। छोटे छोटे यूज केस ऑलरेडी आ गए हैं, आपके स्मार्ट बल्ब्स, एंड मेनी ऑफ अस हैव स्टार्टेड यूजिंग दोज। स्मार्ट फैंस हैव कम, ये स्मॉल यूज केसेस हैं। अभी ज़्यादा बड़े यूज केसेस जहाँ पर आप हाँ चलो इसके लिए तो अभी इसको आना पड़ेगा ना, क्या नाम है, कौन सी कार वाले भाई साहब हैं जो टेस्ला वाले, कि आप कहोगे यार मेरे को पार्किंग में भी मैं क्यों जाऊँ, मैं बस अपना लैपटॉप पैक करके नीचे पहुँचूँ, मेरी गाड़ी सामने बे पे आ जाए। सो दैट इज वेयर टेस्ला भाई साहब विल कम ब्रिज दिस गैप। सो अभी आपके मोबाइल में कैपेबिलिटी आ जाएगी 5G से, दैट आपका इंटरनेट इतना स्ट्रांग हो जाएगा कि आप कुछ कर सकते हो, लेकिन गाड़ी में भी तो कैपेबिलिटी होनी चाहिए ना कि बिना ड्राइवर के आ जाए। सो वो टेस्ला भाई साहब विल ब्रिज दैट गैप। सो दैट्स वेयर द वर्ल्ड इज मूविंग, एंड व्हेन प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड इफ दैट इज द एनवायरनमेंट इन विच यू विल बी ऑडिटिंग, तो आप ये नहीं कह सकते ना कि मेरे तो 25 सैंपल में कोई सैंपल फेल नहीं हुआ। सो देन हाउ दिस कोडिंग वॉज डन फॉर टेस्ला कार, हाउ मशीन लर्निंग प्रोग्राम वॉज मेड कि अगर सामने एक इंसान आ जाए, कितने मीटर के गैप में इंसान होगा तो गाड़ी ब्रेक मारेगी, इंसान की जगह गाय आ जाएगी तो रोकेगा कि नहीं रोकेगा, आगे इंसान है, पीछे फुल स्पीड से एक और कार आ रही है, अब ब्रेक मारेगा कि नहीं मारेगा, लेफ्ट मोड़ेगा कि राइट मोड़ेगा, क्या करेगा। ये सारा मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम्स के थ्रू लर्निंग्स दी जाती हैं, डेटा के थ्रू एंड कोडिंग के थ्रू। कौन चेक करेगा उसको? बिकॉज जिसने प्रोग्रामिंग करी है 100% आप में से लिखवा लो, जिसने प्रोग्रामिंग करी है वो कभी नहीं बोलेगा मेरे प्रोग्राम में बग है, वो तो हमेशा बोलेगा आई हैव क्रिएटेड द परफेक्ट सॉल्यूशन। बट देयर हैज टू बी समवन हु अंडरस्टैंड्स द रिस्क, हु कैन चैलेंज दिस पार्ट। सो दो देयर इज ह्यूज शॉर्टफॉल राइट नाउ इन दिस वर्ल्ड फॉर समवन हु कैन चैलेंज द मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम्स। नाउ यू में से राजीव क्या बात कर रहे हो आप, अगर सपोज 2 डेटा साइंटिस्ट एक यूनिवर्सिटी से बाहर निकल रहे हैं तो कंपनी दोनों को हायर कर ले, एक से कोडिंग कराए एक से टेस्टिंग कराए, क्या प्रॉब्लम है? दोनों हायर कर लो, एक कोडिंग करेगा एक टेस्टिंग करेगा, कर सकते हैं ना। तो CAI क्यों चाहिए? माइंडसेट, एब्सोल्युटली सर। व्हाई माइंडसेट? प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड, हर कंपनी जो भी मशीन लर्निंग एल्गोरिथम चला रही है, हर कंपनी टेस्टर भी हायर कर रही है, ऐसा नहीं है कि दे आर इररिस्पॉन्सिबल। बट द प्रॉब्लम एज यू सर राइटली सेड इज अबाउट माइंडसेट। अब मैं बताता हूं माइंडसेट की क्या प्रॉब्लम है। ये दोनों बेचारे कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर हैं, दोनों ने एक ही यूनिवर्सिटी से एल्गोरिदम को कैसे चलाना है ये सीखा है। क्या सीखा है? कैसे ऑपरेट करना है, हाउ टू मेक इट वर्क। दे हैवंट लर्न परमुटेशन कॉम्बिनेशन की अगर ये हो जाएगा तो गड़बड़ हो जाएगी। वो किसने सीखा है दुनिया में? सिर्फ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स ने। ये काबिलियत सिर्फ चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स के पास है, टू थिंक ऑफ सिनेरियोज वेयर द थिंग्स में गो रॉन्ग। वही तो हमारी एक्सपर्टीज है। ये एक्सपर्टीज अनफॉर्चुनेटली टेस्टर, स्टैंडर्ड टेस्टर जो कंप्यूटर इंजीनियर्स है वो नहीं ला पाते हैं। इसको टेक्निकल टर्म में बोला जाता है पॉजिटिव टेस्टिंग एंड नेगेटिव टेस्टिंग। तो बाय डिफॉल्ट बेचारी कंपनीज जो आज की डेट में जो टेस्टर हायर कर रही हैं, दे आर एक्सपर्ट इन व्हाट? पॉजिटिव टेस्टिंग। पॉजिटिव कि क्या इस मेरे दोस्त ने जो प्रोग्राम लिखा है ये प्रोग्राम चलेगा कि नहीं चलेगा, कहां फेल होगा, इज कॉल्ड नेगेटिव टेस्टिंग। उसमें उनकी एक्सपर्टीज ही नहीं बेचारों की। आप चेक कर सकते हो, आज के सेशन के बाद कल भी आपकी छुट्टी है, किसी भी यूनिवर्सिटी या इंस्टीट्यूशन का डेटा साइंस प्रोग्राम का करिकुलम चेक कर लो, पूरा अवेलेबल है। चाहे आप IIM का देख लो, चाहे आप ISB का देख लो, चाहे आप प्राइवेट इंस्टीट्यूशन का देख लो, उनका पूरा का पूरा करिकुलम अवेलेबल है, फुल डिटेल, टॉपिक बाय टॉपिक, कि आप अगर डेटा साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहते हो तो हम आपको ये चीज़ें सिखाएंगे, अगर आप मशीन लर्निंग एक्सपर्ट बनना चाहते हो हम आपको ये चीज़ें सिखाएंगे। उसमें कहीं पे भी नेगेटिव टेस्टिंग है ही नहीं। तो ये आपकी जो इनहेरेंट कैपेबिलिटी है वो बाकी करिकुलम्स में मिसिंग है। तो इफ एनी वन ऑफ यू बिकम रीजनेबल एक्सपर्ट इन द स्पेस ऑफ डेटा, तो जो आपका रिस्क माइंडसेट है, दैट इज एन एडेड एडवांटेज विच ओनली दिस ग्रुप कैरीज, नोबडी एल्स कैरीज। Yeah? So that is how I see the future opportunities. Risk में अभी डिटेल में नहीं जाऊंगा. Let me see data privacy. I'm sure you all know data privacy is a concern, and hence there have been a lot of noise on for Facebook and others. Do we need to upskill? Yes. Over confidence skills, जैसा मैंने पहले भी बोला था कि अगर आपको लगता है कि आपकी ट्रेडिशनल प्रैक्टिस, the way you have been operating for 10, 20 years, 30 years, आप प्रीमियम कैरी करोगे, प्रीमियम नहीं रहने वाला है, प्रैक्टिस रहेगी, but then it will be a commoditized. यानी योर प्रैक्टिस विल बी सेम एज योर नेबर्स प्रैक्टिस, तो प्रीमियम कुछ नहीं बचेगा। प्रीमियम के लिए आपको डिजिटलाइजेशन करना ही पड़ेगा। कॉन्फ्लिक्ट मैनेजमेंट, स्टोरी टेलिंग, आई विल शेयर द स्लाइड्स एंड न्यू एज एक्सपेक्टेशन, की टेकअवेज। दो ऑडिटर्स आर नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड टू बी एक्सपर्ट्स इन एवरी टेक्नोलॉजी, दे शुड बी एबल टू आइडेंटिफाई द रिस्क। अगर आपको आज की डेट में ये पता ही नहीं कि व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन एआई एंड एमएल, व्हाट इज डीप लर्निंग, जब तक आपको बेसिक डिफरेंस नहीं पता, अगर आपका क्लाइंट आपको कुछ काम देना भी चाहता है तो आप फंडामेंटल डिस्कशन भी नहीं कर पाओगे। यू डोंट नीड टू बी अ प्रोग्रामर और कोडर ऑफ डीप लर्निंग टूल्स, बट एटलीस्ट आपको पता होना चाहिए कि ये चीज़ें हैं क्या, हाउ डीप लर्निंग इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम एआई, इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम मशीन लर्निंग, हाउ इट इज डिफरेंट फ्रॉम आरपीए, रोबोटिक प्रोसेस ऑटोमेशन, बिकॉज मेनी टाइम्स पीपल गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन एआई एंड एमएल, एआई एंड आरपीए, बट दोनों डिफरेंट है। तो आपको एक्सपर्ट नहीं बनना है, बट एटलीस्ट आपको वर्किंग नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, वर्किंग नॉलेज होनी चाहिए, सो दैट व्हेन एनी सच एंगेजमेंट कम्स अप, यू नो व्हाट आर द इनहेरेंट रिस्क। आरपीए का क्या रिस्क है, अगर आपको बेसिक पता लग गया तो आप रिस्क डेफिनेटली बता पाओगे, और आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस का क्या रिस्क है, अगर आपको बेसिक्स पता लग गए, व्हाट इज एआई, आप रिस्क अपने आप निकाल पाओगे। अरे वेरी गुड। सो विद दैट आई क्लोज माई प्रेजेंटेशन। Maybe if we have 1 or 2 minutes, maybe we can ask a question. हाँ जी सर, कोई हमारे पास टाइम है 2-4 मिनट? Do we have time? We have. हाँ जी, any 1 or 2 questions, अगर कुछ रह गया है या सब कुछ बहुत ही क्लियर था? हाँ जी, happy to take question. हाँ जी, या मैडम प्लीज।
हेलो
या
सर, मे बी आगे का थोड़ा मैंने मिस कर दिया है तो आई डोंट नो, बट ये अगर सीखना है कोडिंग और ये, तो कितना टाइम लग जाएगा? अगर आज हम डिसाइड करते हैं 3 चीज़ हमें आती है, लेकिन जो 2 चीज़ें हमें नहीं आ रही है, स्टैटिस्टिक्स एंड कोडिंग, तो वो सीखने में हमें कितना टाइम लगेगा और कहाँ से हम सीख सकते हैं?
देखिए, कोडिंग आपको किसी एक टूल में सीखनी पड़ेगी। इट मे बी आर, इट मे बी पाइथन, और आप मान के चलो जिस तरह से आप एकदम 24/7 पढ़ते थे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंसी में, 2 to 3 months आपको कोडिंग लर्न करनी पड़ेगी, उस तरह से पागलों की तरह, उसके बिना नहीं आएगा। 2-3 महीने में कोडिंग वाला पार्ट एकदम क्लियर हो जाता है। एंड द ब्यूटी ऑफ पाइथन एंड आर कोडिंग इज, एक बार आपने उनका सिंटेक्स समझ लिया, आपको रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं है। यू डोंट हैव टू मग अप कि अरे इस लाइन ऑफ कोड के बाद अगली क्या लिखनी थी, दैट यू कैन यूज एज स्टैंडर्ड लाइब्रेरी। बट कौन सी लाइब्रेरी कब यूज करनी, ओके, लाइब्रेरी इज बंच ऑफ कोड्स, अ बंच ऑफ लाइन ऑफ कोड्स आर कॉल्ड लाइब्रेरी। आपको बस ये सीखना होता है उन 2-3 months में कि कौन सी लाइन ऑफ कोड कहाँ यूज करनी है और क्यों यूज करनी है। वो अगर आपने सीख लिया, उसके बाद अपने आप चीट शीट बना सकते हो। दैट्स व्हाट आई डू, दैट्स हाउ वर्ल्ड एवरी प्रोग्रामर डज। हर किसी को हर एक सिंटेक्स याद नहीं है, बट उसको पता है मुझे कब कहाँ यूज करना है। तो वो सीखने में आपको 2 से 3 महीने लगेंगे। Statistics को another 2-3 months. So normally, if you are any one of you interested in data science, it's a 11-month program provided by ISB, IIMs, and there are some private players as well. Great Learning is one of them. Great Learning. There are many. But go for, in case you are serious about it, go for one of the top 5. So Google up कर लेना, हर साल top 5 change हो जाते हैं। उसमें 1-2 IIM आ जाता है, 1-2 private आ जाते हैं। तो go for one of the top 5 for the data science program. Total is 11 months. उसमें 2-3 months statistics है, 2-3 months coding है, बाकी बहुत सारे projects मिलते हैं आपको। That's where you learn the practical implementation. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hanji, any last question? ये सब clear एकदम? हाँ जी sir. Yeah. Just right.
I see that today's startups are not far away to pick up the things like written filing, clear text, and many websites are offering. They just pick up the data and process and then present before you. So I want you to answer this as an astrologer. See, these 2 days I have learned so many things in digital world.
I don't know why you felt that I can even try to be an astrologer, but one thing I agree, the way any business operates, any business or any profession operates, that approach, it has to change. The data which is available, right, and the technologies which are available, you have to see which of the technology you can use to provide better value as compared to your competitor. So only 2 things, technology and data. Data is anyways available in-house and technology is available outside. So how you can use any of these 2 or both of these to provide better value to your customer as compared to your competitor. ये game lifetime चलता रहेगा. Yeah? पहले there used to be difference between those practicing firms जिनके पास computer था versus which was still manual. Then the difference became between those which were still on MS-DOS and those which moved to MS Office. So that difference will keep coming. How quickly you accept that this new technology, with this new technology, मैं अपने customer को ज़्यादा value provide कर सकता हूँ. Now, one age-old problem which I was into practice for a few years, one age-old problem is many times we as practicing CA, we don't like providing anything free of cost to our clients. ऐसा free में क्यों दें? Yeah. So it's a trade-off which you think of. You know, if you want to experiment something new, initially हो सकता है कि you need to be ready to provide to some customers that value free of cost, so that बाकी customers को then you can tell कि मैंने उस client पे लगाया और उस client को मैंने इतना फायदा दिया. आपको ये थोड़ा बताना होता है कि मैंने free में वो काम किया था, but उस client को कितना फायदा हुआ. And that use case you can always use, whether it is about use of technology or whether it is about use of data. तो ये सब practicing CA का, as you rightly said, काम रहेगा, but how we operate and what exactly we are doing will change. And more startups will keep coming. जितना आपका जो काम repeatable है, standard है, that will move to bots. इसके ऊपर तो कोई दो राय है ही नहीं. आप नहीं करोगे तो there are so many young professionals, they love doing it. They love coding. They will do it. And what they will do to create that, and here's the beauty. Many of them are not chartered accountants. So they will hire your younger version to give them that knowledge, so they will co-create. And that is where I see opportunity. कि chartered accountant तो hire किए जा रहे हैं. They are partnering in this ecosystem. So why you are not part of that ecosystem? Why you are not co-creating? और co-creation सिर्फ 2 ही areas में हो रही है, जैसा मैंने कहा. How we can provide convenience to our clients or how we can solve their problem. अब आपके जो भी clients हैं, I'm sure they must have tons of problems. आप ये देख लो कि using your CA knowledge and programming आपको आने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. You can hire someone or you can partner with him to create something which will solve your client's problem. And then it will become your IP. आप उसको productize कर दो और scale पे बेचो. उसको रैपिंग करके आपका प्रोडक्ट बन गया. अगर आपकी एक क्लाइंट की प्रॉब्लम पॉसिबल है कि वो प्रॉब्लम बाकी बहुत सारे क्लाइंट्स को होगी, पॉसिबल है. अगर वो रियलिटी है तो आप उसको स्केल पे ले जाओ. That's how I see it. I hope that answer your question not as an astrologer but as a CA. I used to work with NADT many years ago, National Academy of Direct Taxes. Many years, maybe, अभी हम 22 में हैं, maybe around 2010, between 2010 and 2015. That time they were doing groundwork with Microsoft and SAP to create what you are seeing today. 2010 से 15 के बीच में they were doing all the groundwork. So they called me in few meetings for conceptualization. So they were creating pen drives because when I was practicing तो raids कैसे होती थी, जो जिस कंपनी में रेड की जाती है उसी के अकाउंटेंट को डांट के बिठाया जाता, चल मेरे को ये निकाल के दे, चल मेरे को ये डेटा निकाल के दे, उसको एक्सप्लॉइट करके, उसको गाली गलोच करके उससे डेटा निकलवाया जाता था. बिकॉज आर जो फ्लाइंग स्क्वाड होता था उसमें मैनी ऑफ देम वर नॉट अवेयर हाउ टू डिग आउट हिडन डेटा. आज से 15 साल पहले, आई डोंट नो इफ इट हैज बिकम रियलिटी और नॉट, आज से 15 साल पहले देयर वाज अ कोर कमिटी विच वाज फॉर्म्ड. ऑब्जेक्टिव था एक पेन ड्राइव बनाई जाएगी, वो पेन ड्राइव किसी भी कंप्यूटर में डालेंगे, जो डेटा इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट को चाहिए वो सब मिल जाएगा. अकाउंटेंट साइड पे बैठा रहे, ओनर साइड पे बैठा रहे, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है, वो पेन ड्राइव खुद ही सब कुछ निकाल लेगी. आई डोंट नो इफ इट हैज बिकम अ रियलिटी और नॉट. अगर आप में से किसी ने देखा हो तो मेरे को बताना. बट अराउंड 15 years ago that was the idea on which NADT was working and the seriousness with which they were working. I am sure अगर नहीं आया तो आने वाला होगा ये प्रोडक्ट. तो सर्च एंड सीजर में किसी को बोला नहीं जाएगा चल मेरे को ये रिपोर्ट निकाल के दे, वो रिपोर्ट निकाल के दे, सीधा पेन ड्राइव डाली एंड एवरीथिंग उनको मिल गया, जेब में डाला, चलो चलें. सो दैट इज द लेवल. जस्ट थिंक अबाउट इट. गवर्नमेंट सोच रही है ऐसा, तो हम प्राइवेट प्लेस को तो एक्चुअली आगे होना चाहिए ना. वी हैव टू बी अहेड बिकॉज वी से कि गवर्नमेंट में रेक्टेपिज्म होता है, ये होता है, वो होता है. कहाँ रेक्टेपिज्म है? दे आर थिंकिंग फ्यू स्टेप्स अहेड. दे यूज टू दे यूज टू इन्वाइट पीपल लाइक मी एंड अदर एक्सपर्ट्स कि आप बताओ और हम कहाँ पर पैसा डालें. ऐसा ये तो करोड़ों में लगेगा. प्रॉब्लम पैसा, गवर्नमेंट है, हमारे पास पैसे की प्रॉब्लम है, तुम बताओ सोल्यूशन क्या है. समटाइम्स आई यूज टू गेट स्केयर्ड विद द आइडियाज दे हैड. सम ऑफ द आइडियाज यू आर सीइंग नाउ इन एक्चुअल. आप AIS निकाल लो, TIS निकाल लो. मेरे को तो रिकनसाइल करते करते मेरी जान निकल गई जब मेरी खुद की ITR भरनी थी. उस CA ने बोला अभी भी आपका मैच नहीं हो रहा. मैंने कहा भाई इससे ज़्यादा तो मुझे याद भी नहीं है. तो अपनी ईमेल्स निकाल के मैंने TIS से रिकनसाइल किया. मैंने हाँ यार ये तो सही है एकदम. मतलब सारे गड़े सीक्रेट TIS में है, गवर्नमेंट के पास है. मेरे पास नहीं थे. फॉरगेट ऑफ माई वाइफ, मेरे पास नहीं था जो गवर्नमेंट ने मेरे को बताया कि तेरे पास ये है. मतलब कहते हैं ना अंदर तक घुस के निकाल लिया. मैंने अपने CA को बोला, मैंने अपने उसको बोला, मैंने कहा यार मेरे 2 ही अकाउंट हैं, तीसरा है ही नहीं. कह रहा सर मेरे को तो पता नहीं, गवर्नमेंट बोल रही है 5 हैं. मैंने कहा हो ही नहीं सकता, ये ना डिस्प्यूट फाइल करेंगे. कह रहा सर एक बार डबल चेक कर लो, मैं फाइल कर दूं. मैं कहा रुक जा. वीकेंड आया, मैंने चेक किया, 3 निकल आए. 5 थे मेरे पास, गवर्नमेंट को मेरे से पहले पता था. सो ये कहाँ से आया? दे हैव ब्रॉट ऑल द बेस्ट ऑफ द माइंड्स इन टेक्नोलॉजी एंड दे हैव enabled it. So government is actually ahead of the private sector and us as professionals, I think. किसमें सर? साइबर सिक्योरिटी में कितना इम्पैक्ट आएगा?
Sorry sir to interrupt. We have other sessions.
अच्छा, okay. So
can we
we'll
have the
take
question
this question
answers afterwards,
offline.
after the session?
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving us a vision that a chartered accountant can become a data scientist. Now I request C. Ashwin Bhawala to give formal vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. Well, the topic was so well versed with today's time, where data flows through our veins along with our blood. It is aptly said that the data is the new oil and digitalization is the need of an hour. Sir, all the members present here are very much thankful to you for enlightening us with the knowledge of digital transformation and data analytics. It was an eye-opening session. Digitalization is not the future, it is actually the present. I also thank WRC Secretary C. Shweta Jain ma'am and past Chairman Surat Branch C. Abhishek Mittal for being here. Thank you everyone.